Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of Tutor Taylor's insightful videos. Today we're starting our Euclidean geometry deep dive and we're taking it back all the way to the beginning. And that is right, we're going back to grade 8 and we're starting with triangles. And we know that a triangle is a three-sided shape, all right? And this three-sided shape contains, obviously, three straight sides, as well as three interior angles. And with this, let's draw a triangle. And let's talk about the naming convention of triangles when we refer to their angles as well as their sides. So I'm going to call this triangle A, B, C. All right? And ABC refers to angle A, which is over here, angle B, which is over here, and angle C, which is over here. All right, so the capital letters refer to the vertexes or the vertices of the triangle, and we refer to those angles. Now, what if I want to talk about the sides of the triangles? Well, here is where the next convention comes in. If I go to angle A and I look at the line directly opposite angle A, I would call that side lowercase a. And if I go to angle B and I look directly opposite angle B to that side, that would be lowercase b. And then the same is true for angle C. Thus, we would call this side C. So when referring to sides or angles, we refer to the angles as the uppercase letters, all right? And we refer to the sides as the lowercase letters. And then we know that side A is directly opposite angle A, and so forth. All right? So that's important to remember, especially going forward in your entire Euclidean geometry career from grade 8 to grade 12. This is how we talk about naming conventions when it comes to triangles. All right? We also need to understand the properties of these shapes, all right? And so the first property that we need to know is that when we add all the interior angles, or the inside angles of the triangle, we will get 180 degrees. All right? And we call this, the reason we would give is sum of angles in triangle, right? And so that makes sense because sum means add, and therefore sum angles in triangle, all right? And so if we refer back to our triangle that we drew over here, we can then say that angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 180 degrees. And in geometry, when I write something like this, that's called a statement. And whenever we give a statement in geometry, we always have to give the reason. The reason for this would be sum, and this is the angle sign, and sum angles in triangle. All right, and we'll always put the reason in brackets, or not necessarily always in brackets, next to the statement. And so going forward, whenever I give a statement, I will highlight it in pink. And whenever I give a corresponding reason, I will highlight it in green. So we have a statement and we have a reason. the next property that I think we need to remember is that the longest side of a triangle is always opposite the largest angle. All right, so that's something else we need to remember, is that the longest side of the triangle would always be opposite the largest angle. And then the third property that we need to remember, all right, is that the opposite of this is that the shortest side would be opposite the smallest angle. All right, and so this is true for all triangles. These three properties would be true for all triangles. And that's where we'll end our first video of deep diving into Euclidean geometry, and I'll see you in the next one.